how to build an easy, simple and amazing iron farm plus trading hall in Minecraft. These are resources you will need for this farm. Okay, so the first step to this iron farm trading hall is to find yourself somewhere to build it. Now before we get started on building it, you will need to make sure that you're at least 100 blocks away from any kind of villagers. Now I'm going to be building the iron farm right here, but we have a village over there. However, that village is over 100 blocks away, which makes this perfectly fine. So anyways, let's get into building it. So once you've found yourself somewhere to build it, get yourself some blocks and then build yourself out a 3x3 square. So place 3 blocks right here, and then right here. Then break out one of the corner blocks like that, break out one more block going downwards, then 2 blocks in front of there again. Place a chest inside that hole, head behind those chests, and then place a hopper going into that chest. Then place yourself out a campfire on top of that hopper. Then after you've done that, build yourself out a wall of blocks going all around this platform, and this wall should be 5 blocks high. So simply place 5 blocks right next to these blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also you don't need to fill in the corners, but you can do that if you want to. However, you don't really need to, but of course fill in the top corner block at least, like this. And now we just need to do the front side. Now for the front side, I like to use some glass simply so I can watch the iron golems die. So I'm going to build a 3 block high glass wall right here, and then for the last 2 blocks I'm going to be using just normal blocks. So anyways, now we should have something that looks like this. And obviously to enter the chest you can either destroy one of these glass blocks, or you can simply make a hole into the ground like this. Then after you've done that, head into this room right here, and then place yourself out a sign right above the block that has the campfire on it, like that. And then in the middle glass right here, place yourself out one sign, then place yourself out another sign going out from that sign. Then head the one block up from the sign and place yourself out a button. Then rotate to the right, place another button in the same block pretty much, then do the same right here and right here. So what you can do now is place yourself out a lava source on top of this sign. Oh, you will need to shift click while placing that, by the way, like that. And now this lava should not flow anywhere because of the buttons and the sign. Then after you've done that, you will need to place yourself out a water source inside this corner. And now if you jump into the water source, you should now be pushed towards the campfire. Now this lava is pretty much how we're going to be killing the iron golems, and this campfire is pretty much how we're going to be killing the cats that will also spawn in this farm. So anyways, once you've done that, head to the top right here and then build 7 blocks going out from the top of this tube thing we have built so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do the same on all the other sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then once you've built these going out, simply link up all of these pillars together like this. And then after you've linked up all of these pillars, simply head inside here and then fill in all of these squares we have right here with blocks, pretty much like this. Alright, so now that we have built this platform, head into one of the corners, then place a temporary block going upwards, then build yourself out 4 blocks going out from this block. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do the same right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, then you can destroy that block and then obviously fill in this square too, pretty much like this. And then you will pretty much have to just continue something like this all around this farm. Now this is not just inner corners, so you will have to expand this platform until you get to the other side, pretty much like this. So pretty much just build yourself out a 4 block long wall, or another platform that's 4 blocks thick, 1 block up and 1 block out from the first platform we built, pretty much like this. Okay, so once you've done that, you should have something that looks like this. So pretty much make sure that you have 4 blocks going out right here. And then after you've done that, we're gonna have to build ourselves a wall going all around this platform, but that is just a 1 thick wall, so don't worry. So what you will have to do is pretty much just head into the corner right here, build 1 block up, 1 block out, and then simply build yourself out a wall going all around this platform. And this wall only needs to be 1 block thick, and boom, now you should have something that looks like this. So now we have one more step that requires something on the walls pretty much, and that is to head into each of the corners and then place yourself out 3 blocks right here and then 1 block right here. Then head to the other corners, place 3 blocks right here, 1 block right here, and then do the same on the last corners. So 3 blocks right here, 1 block here, and then the last one, 3 blocks right here and then 1 block here. Okay, so now comes the fun part, kind of, and that is to place yourself out a bunch of water sources on top right here. So what I would recommend you do is to make yourself out an infinity water source, and there's 2 ways to do that. One is by building yourself out a 2x2 room like this, place water source in each corner, or you can build yourself out a room that is 3 blocks long like this and then place water sources right here. But anyways, once you have an infinity water source, head into the top right here and then place 1 water source right here. Then place another water source going 2 blocks to the right from this block. So don't place one on this block, very important. Do not place a water source right here, but place one right here, like that. And then simply run more water sources until you get to the other side, almost to the other side, be very careful. And then place yourself a final water source right here, but not one in this corner right here. Then place a water source right here, go 2 blocks to the right, 1, 2, another water source right here, and then just continue this until you get all around the farm. Okay, so after you've done that, the water should now flow towards the middle hole. So if I jump anywhere into this water right here, I will slowly get pushed without touching my keyboard into the middle, and that is supposed to happen. So if that happens, then you have done everything correctly. So now we're pretty much done with the golem spawning platform, because golems will obviously spawn on top of here along with cats and then be sent into this room. So now we need to get started on the actual trading hall. So to do that, head back under the farm. So anyways, the next step to building this correctly is to look at this block right here, and remember, you need to look at this block right here, then go one block diagonally in, so then to this block, remember this block, and then build yourself blocks until you reach the ground. So there should pretty much be 5 blocks going downwards. So anyways, then after you've done that, simply build yourself out a wall until you get to the same point on the other side. So right here, one block diagonally in, right here, so you should have walls going here. Do the same until you get over here. This might be a bit difficult, but you should manage it. Just be careful that you do this correctly. However, you can always change this if you do it wrongly, so it's not too much to worry about. So anyways, then after you've done that, expand the wall we have going around it by one more block going upwards, and you can also destroy the corner blocks here if you want to. They don't need to be there, but you know, that's fully up to you. Okay, so the next step is now to place yourself out some blocks here in the corner. So build yourself out 4 blocks right here, then 4 right here, then do the same on each of the corners. So build yourself pretty much 8 blocks right here, or a 2x2 block area. Then after you've done that, simply go 2 blocks to the right from this kind of block square. So pretty much 1, 2, and then, well, kind of 4 blocks, so 4 blocks right here, but 2 blocks going out from the wall. Then just continue this until you get to the other side, and these will pretty much be the rooms where we have the villagers in. So the villagers will be inside these rooms, and if you build it correctly, then you should have something that looks like this, with everything being symmetrical. So anyways, then do this on the last few sides, pretty much like this, and yeah. Alright, so after you've done that, you should have something that looks like this. So after you've done that, place yourself at the block right here, and then simply build yourself out a wall going all around the villager trading rooms. Now these blocks should pretty much be right above the outside of the room, if that makes sense. Now this is because we're going to have obviously ourselves some workstations right here, so if we did not have the blocks here, villagers could just jump out, and we do not want that. So then simply continue placing blocks on top of there like this, and boom, now the main structure of this is done. However, because of this design, we will not be able to get into the farm like this. So what I would recommend you do is simply make a door right here that allows you to get in and out, or if you want it to look a bit more symmetrical and stuff, you can also destroy out a 3x3 area like this, and then make a big piston door or something fancy if that's what you want. So now we just have a few more steps to do, and that is to get ourselves a bunch of beds inside there, and of course the villagers we want to have for this farm. Now to quickly say, you will need to have a minimum of 20 villagers, which means 20 beds and 20 workstations. So let's place the beds firstly. But of course, to quickly say, I'm just going to place 20 beds because that's the minimum amount. However, this trading hall obviously has space for more than just 20 villagers, so I'm going to show you how to expand this at the end, but you know, just continue watching. So I'm going to place the beds right here on this block right here. However, for us to be able to do that, we're going to have to place self blocks going out right here. Now also, before we do this, you can also fill in these corners if you want to, and then simply build yourself out blocks going out from right here, if that makes sense. So what we should be able to do now is place yourself out 5 beds on top of these blocks, then place yourself out 5 blocks right here, 5 more going out from those blocks, then place 5 more beds right here. Do the same right here, simply place 10 blocks going outwards, or like, you know, a row of 5 blocks, then 5 more, then 5 beds on top of those blocks. Do the same right here, and then more beds, of course. Then after you've done that, you can simply destroy all of these blocks if you want to, because the beds will stay in the air. And now we have the minimum amount of beds needed for this farm. So anyways, now let's get some villagers inside of here. So what you will have to do now is simply place yourself out 1 workstation at a time, then bring 1 villager in. Now remember, do not place all the workstations at the same time, because the villagers will have to see their own workstation for them to work. This means that if I place 3 workstations right here, then bring 1 villager from that village into this room, he might pick this workstation instead, and then the villager I put inside here might pick this one, which means that the farm won't really work that well, and the villagers will not be able to reset their trades. So what I'm going to do is start in the corner right here. I'm going to place myself in 1 workstation. For this one, I want to use lecterns. Then what I would recommend you do is simply have yourself out a villager breeder somewhat close by, but anyways, once you have a villager breeder, or if you have a village with enough villagers, simply start bringing 1-on-1 in using railings. So I'm just going to be spawning in the villagers because of eggs, but I'm going to show you how this would work with, for example, railings. So let's say I place myself some railings right here because I want to send a villager into here. What I would need firstly is obviously a villager in the minecart, so I'm going to spawn it in there. Let's say this villager were in this minecart, I would simply push it up here, make sure I push it into this room. The villager will now pick up the workstation and a bed, and what I can do now is simply head back in here, destroy the minecart, just make sure you don't hit the villager, boom, and now everything is good. Anyways, without any more talking, now let's just get 20 villagers at minimum inside this farm, and then we can start seeing iron golems being spawned. So anyways, then do that, and yeah. Okay, so this is my 17th villager. However, make sure that the villagers you have inside there are not baby villager or these knitwit villagers in the green outfit. So then simply get yourself a new villager if you happen to get one of those. Alright guys, so far I've gotten 20 villagers inside here, and I think, yeah, an iron golem has already spawned actually, and a cat also, but that has died. So yeah, as you can see, iron golem is dying because of lava, and I assume the cat died because of the campfire. campfire, and now we get 4 iron for that iron golem plus some poppy flowers. Now I have filled up 2 rows with villagers right here, and we still have space for 20 more. This means that inside this farm you can have up to 40 villagers, which is a pretty good trading hall. And of course you can use different professions. So yeah, now we have 20 villagers inside here, and obviously that's the minimum for the farm to work, but also we still have space for 20 more villagers. So let's say we want to have 20 more beds. How we could do that is simply by placing yourself out, for example, 2 more beds inside this corner, and then obviously 2 more in this corner, 2 more in this corner, and 2 more in this corner, and that alone would give you 8 more beds. And then of course to continue that, you could simply build yourself blocks going out here, and then get yourself out more beds right here. So yeah, that is pretty much that for this iron farm trading hall. Like I said, if I want to, I can simply make myself a door right here, look up, and then iron golems is spawning on top of this platform, same with some cats that, like you just saw. So yeah, if I just stand there and wait now, we will now be able to trade with some villagers and get some free iron. So anyways, that is it for this one. If you have any questions about how this works or anything like that, feel free to leave them down below and I'll try to answer as quickly as possible. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.